Kiosks are slowly becoming a permanent feature of all highways in the city. A drive through Accra confirms that they are almost everywhere. It is no joke that life in the city can be hard. With an ever-increasing number of youth remaining unemployed, many have been forced into petty trading. Containers and kiosks like these have become one of the easiest ways of starting a business. A good location to site such a structure, however, proves to be the next hurdle. Street corners thus become the preferred spots for the siting of these kiosks and shops, especially when there is a lot of foot traffic there. At a place like the Atomic Runabout in Accra, these kiosks have taken over the sides of the road. The operators engage in all sorts of businesses, including clothing and footwear, hair, phone accessories and provisions. In Osu, a popular urban town in Accra, its major roads have also not been spared. On the Labadi stretch of the Akwa-Tema Beach Road, for instance, hundreds of kiosks can be found. Francisca Abongo has a little stall at the bus stop off the road. She tells me how she managed to get to this spot.
My sister, and then I'm so about so could be sa Omamoa, a fear no better now.
Francisca has received several visits from the assembly officials. They come not to ask her to leave, but to demand that she pays a permit for her stay.
Oh, my lad, my former first, and not your Hakakra, and almost a embrayachi, and I buy a chi. First, and I or quenum, almost a embrayachi, and I buy a chi. But a more mobile betron, a jumbo acquires a quens, and I do not say, mean to mean ton drink 1 pack a day. So what I say, I've been finding a pure water and a quens, and a brun, we go 2 10 cities, I made 2 cities. Mean to mean ton 10 cities a day, mean to mean ton 5 a day. So what I said, it says any man who cut your bog a cry a day met me at the best of 1 pet. And cut your sir. Into which was any man and I say, like your my permit in this any manner. Credit me thought things that I mean at 30 pesos. Mean to mean ton 1 million a day. And to say, send any man a bemuna, I say, or mobiles, they be I into a say, Minim, I hear our Macassi here. As an
Nathaniel also runs this drink shop for his sister. He tells me that no city authority has ever objected to the siting of the kiosk along the road.
It was only once they came here to ask for our receipts and all those stuff, but they've not been coming here again.
Another bold kiosk owner is Kofi, not his real name though. In a residential area like Cantonments, he has sited his little kiosk just by the road. He asked us to blur his face.
I didn't go to anybody to give him the lamp per se. You know, here was bushy, so I came and cleared it. Then I put the structure down. So after that, the people around were complaining. Landmark guys have to come in. Then I have to go in for the license from the company which I work with. So from there, that's all. You see, for the little business, it's about a nearby road and the customer. So my one junction was like a corner. Okay, so the customers are not flowing in. Yeah. But here, as you can see, is a roadside and people always pass by. Yeah.
Data on how many such unauthorized structures are scattered across the country is not readily available. By convention, the municipal assemblies are supposed to plan for what purposes lands and spaces should serve. At this point, one would think that the city authorities will have some explanations for the growing menace, but all attempts to speak to them have proven futile. But why have they failed to nip the emergence of such illegal structures in the bud? Kofi Ambejo is an urban development planner.
When you're looking at the Greater Accra metropolitan area, there are certain places that do not have what we call local plans or schemes. They are just developing rapidly, or they are just springing up without any development permits. So institutionally, when you look at it in terms of numbers, you realize that some of the districts do not even have physical planners to prepare these layouts. But when you look at the funding most of these assemblies get, when you actually have a casual look, you realize that consistently what you used to call the town and country planning department, now the physical planning department of the districts, metros and municipalities, you realize that some even receive nothing to do their work.
There is no doubt that these shops and kiosks, though they may be at the wrong places, serve the purpose of some Ghanaians. They are a convenient way for people to buy a wide array of goods without going all the way to the big markets and malls. My next destination is a perfect example of this. Here at the Atomic Junction, kiosks like these are springing up by the minute. And for some of the operators, they tell me that they have the required permits to justify their stay here, while for others, they just show up and place their kiosk without any permission from the authorities. For some time now, Fidra has dealt in footwear on the pavement of this road.
The name of UPS, our running circle. Now, no more Maquina, no school for no quantity. Maybe check it out. The moon circle be done. I made it. Maybe boy, I can't. I made a ban them, but two say Ebisia, and everyone is what. Oh, I know about Savior or Pedare. To have a dab or Pedabra, no, I send them a catch and say, yeah, but do and I, shanty, a corner down to so bit to my door, they are more out to me. I got the donors with the need The
Lankwantana Municipal Assembly office is less than a mile away from the Atomic Runabout. This mobile phone accessories vendor tells me that he secured a permit from the assembly before stationing his little kiosk here.
I have to go and meet the authority, which is the council. Then I ask them for the necessary. They say I only need to take permits. Okay, the permit first you have to pay like 200. Then every year you have to be renewing the permit with 50 cedis.
It is a struggle for those who do not have their permits. When the authorities show up unannounced for their soups, their goods are seized. But many a time, the vendors, as agile as they are able to carry their wares away before the officials get hold of them. But that is difficult to do when you have two separate illegal structures like Michael.
Anytime we come here, they sort of come and drive us away, and then when they leave, we come back again. So it's been like kind of rat race kind of thing. So it's like they've seen that we need help, so they sort of ignore us for a while so that we do the business. Yeah, because we have explained to them that there's no job in the system and we cannot stay home either, or we cannot go rob any bank or something. So we need to do something with our lives. So, I mean, from what we've told them, I think they consider this. So sometimes they sort of allow us to do the business here, and then other times too, they come and then they drive us away.
For those on the other side of the road, they believe they are safe. The place was home to the Mansco LPG filling station until it went up in flames in October 2017. Since the disaster, the shop owners there say the land is being rented out to them at approximately 2,000 cedis a year.
I think that legally, when you look at the planning regime, land ownership does not determine land use. Even if the land is yours, it is not for you to determine the use. It is the plan that has been prepared by the assembly that determines it. So if you are a landowner, your area of jurisdiction falls within where you've developed or built. Even when you are building, you are supposed to leave some space between your wall and then the roads and all that for utilities. I'm talking about the fiber optic cables, the gutters, drainage system, telecommunication lines and all that. So it is not the responsibility of the landowner to determine the use of the space that is vacant. It is actually the assembly's responsibility to do that.
More takeovers of walkways is evident off the Alliance Française Road. Dozens of kiosks have pitched camp here. Experts have raised red flags about the emergence of such illegal structures at unauthorized places. Despite being a nuisance by the clustered look they give our city roads, these illegal structures dotted around tend to increase the number of casualties whenever an accident occurs. Every now and then, city authorities embark on demolition exercises to clear such structures, but these structures always find their way back. Reporting for City News, my name is Ni Ama.